Speaking with ABEL Sanchez, the head trainer for the current IBF, WBC, WBA Super, and IBO middleweight champion Gennady Golovkin. ABEL Sanchez, how are you doing today, Coach?
I'm doing well. Actually, I'm in Mexico right now doing some press stuff, but I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing pretty great. Obviously, the first thing is Ggg-Jacobs. Apparently, that fight is not going to happen, but from my understanding is that the WBA has mandated that both Golovkin and Jacobs fight. So, which means that Triple G cannot fight anybody unless it's Jacobs, and he essentially has to wait on him. Am I wrong?
Oh, correct. That fight was supposed to be the 10th, but Tom Loeffler, Guinness promoter, and Al Heyman were negotiating and couldn't come to terms early enough for that fight to be promoted the right way. It was just too close to the date, so they decided amongst them to stretch it into maybe the last week of February or the first week of March. So it's an agreement to do that so that the fight can't go off.
And there was also something about Jacobs requesting that he needed around 10 to 12 weeks in that range to train for the fight. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I think that's good. I think that by doing what I just said, they can start training now, and maybe I'll have more than 12.
Yeah. Another thing I wanted to bring up is that last year I had a chance to speak to Jacobs myself. It was prior to the Peter Quillen fight, and he said prior to the interview that he had what it takes to beat Triple G. When I brought that up in the interview, he didn't really want to respond to that and said he wanted to focus on Peter Quillen first, and then he would fight Triple G. But since then, he hasn't done that. He's fought Sergio Mora twice. Do you believe that Jacobs is intensely trying to push the fight later down the line?
Well, I think that it's great to talk and it's great to be confident, but it's important that when something is mandated, something is ordered, that they come to the table with the best intentions and they deal on a basis where the fight can be made. If he's that confident, he would fight for a dollar. I mean, that's being a little condescending to that, but if he was that confident, he'd fight for whatever it is that WBA in its history has had for the champion the challenger. Yeah, Gennady Golovkin was the number one contender for 2 years when Felix Sturm was the champion, and we would gladly fight for 25% just to get the opportunity to fight Sturm for the title.
And the next thing I want to bring up is let's say the fight doesn't happen in February and a deal cannot be made. Will you guys approach the WBA and ask for them to remove this mandatory fight so you guys can choose someone else, perhaps another contender?
Well, the management, Gennady's managers and Tom Loeffler, the promoter, are always planning 2 and 3 fights ahead, hoping that everything goes well in the fight that we're doing at the particular time. But we do have a scheduled fight in June, in the middle of June, in Kazahkstan for the World's Fair or the Expo in 2017 is happening there. So when that time comes to fight that fight, if it doesn't look like it can be made, I'm sure Tom will be on the phone with Mendoza and making sure that the right thing is done, not only for boxing but for that belt.
And I know in our last interview you said that after Golovkin gets all the belts, that it would be that it was a possibility that that Triple G would move up to 168. But recently you said that there's no point in moving to 168. Are you standing by that statement?
No, I didn't say there was no point. What I said was there's nobody up there that's attractive enough right now. But Ramirez is talking about a fight, and so is Chavez talking about a fight at 68. But once Gennady gets the 4 belts, then there is obligations that come with those. So those obligations have to be fulfilled before any move up can be made. Once we get those obligations, or there's not an obligation pending, then I'm sure Tom and the managers, like I said, would be dealing with somebody to try to make sure that he stays busy, make sure that he's active so that the public can see more of Gennady.
Thanks for straightening me out on that one. Also did today in an interview with BoxingScene.com, I believe it was either today or yesterday, Andre Ward said that Triple G had a chance to fight me, and I'm not going to go back down to 160. I'm not going to go back down to fight Triple G. Are you guys considering moving up to 175? If there is no one attractive at 168 once Golovkin gets all the belts, is fighting Andre Ward a possibility at 175, given that he beats Kovalev?
First of all, Andre speaks half truths when he talks like that, because when he wanted to fight Golovkin, we had just signed a fight to fight Lemieux, so it wasn't a possibility to fight Andre. But now that Andre moved up to 175 and has made a lot of comments about there was no way that he could have made 68 anyway, what was the sense of us waiting around for Andre to be ready to fight us? I mean, the point is to keep busy. The point is to make sure that Golovkin is in front of the public and not waiting in line like Andre has done for the last 3 or 4 years and just fought a couple times. Now that he's to 175, he's got a difficult fight in front of him on the 19th. He shouldn't be thinking Golovkin. He should be thinking Sergey Kovalev, because Kovalev beat him on the 19th. So he's going to have a lot of soul searching and a lot of decisions to make when it comes time to start calling Gennady Golovkin's name out again.
And, of course, Ward and Kovalev are going to be fighting November 19th at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. Kovalev is coming off a unanimous decision victory over Isaac Dalemba, and he didn't look too good in that fight. He got outboxed in a lot of portions of that fight, and Andre Ward himself didn't look too hot against Alexander Brand. There was a report that Kovalev was actually knocked out cold in the amateurs at one point. Who do you see coming out on top of this fight?
Kovalev's going to smack and beat Andre Ward, 12-round decision. Andre Ward is not the fighter that Kovalev is. I didn't say the boxer. I said the fighter. Kovalev's got this fighting instinct in him that he's going to do the same thing to Andre that he did to Hopkins. So in my opinion, he beat him in a decision. It won't be an easy decision, but Andre hasn't been busy enough and active enough and sharp enough to deal with a Kovalev. So I think Kovalev beats him. So that's what I'm saying. You got to stop worrying about Golovkin and worry about Kovalev, because you got to fight at the things.
And one last question for you, Coach. You did say that Gennady, I believe it was you. Correct me if I'm wrong, but you said that Gennady knocked out Kovalev in sparring with a left hook to the body, correct?
I never said that to you.
No, I'm saying.
I said that to anybody. Rumors going around that happened. That is sparring rumors, and I think that it's best that those rumors stay in the gym, because they're sparring and they're working hard, and I believe that Kovalev is matured and improved a heck of a lot from when he was in the gym with me. So he was a good fighter then, and he's a much better fighter now.
How do you think Triple G would perform against Kovalev now?
Triple G beats everybody that's out there right now, including Kovalev. But we're not at 175, so it's not a matter of even something that's up for discussion. But I believe Triple G would beat Kovalev. I believe Triple G would beat Andre Ward. I believe Triple G would beat Stevenson. But right now it's at 160 that we're at, and until we move up, then we can talk and discuss those, because I think those are fights that are going to be a possibility in the future.
All right. Thank you very much, Coach. That was great dialogue, and I hope you're having a great time in Mexico.
Oh, you're quite welcome. Have a great day.
Oh, you too. Thank you. Bye.
My name is Ggg-Jacobs, and watching BehindTheGloves.com.